back to another episode of the No Filter Tattoo Podcast. It's the usual gang. We are at episode 24.
You know who we are.
Right. We ain't even gonna
We
go
got
through
Kobe
the
number?
right. Kobe episode. But today we got a special guest, a multifaceted artist, tattooer over 6 years, currently at Atlanta Ink South. We got the great Paper Airplane Jane, aka just Jane. Welcome to the show. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a little intro for people who may not know about you. You known for like a very colorful brass style aesthetic tattooing. You got you do like your outfits. You know what I'm saying, on the reels on your page. So it's really cool. Like you have a very unique style, and So we appreciate you coming on the show. How you feeling?
I feel good. I appreciate you. Thank you for the compliments. I feel good being here.
I know you just got back from Space City, so how was that experience?
Space City was great. I love Space City. Like, they always show love in Huntsville. Like, I cannot complain about Huntsville at all.
Right.
Like, it's always repeat people. They're always nice. Like, it's always consistent, and like the people who come around the booths, like, sometimes you go to conventions and like people just want to come talk, but like they spend money every time.
Nah, I think like the small towns like that, like, I mean, no shade, like, Huntsville, it's a great town, but it is like smaller.
No, they were real good for walk-ins when I went.
It's like,
ain't there like a military base or something close by?
Maybe I'm not sure, to be
I
honest.
know it'd be a lot of military people in it.
But yeah, no, definitely.
You get a lot of people from the hospital that work next
Yeah.
door to it.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's only like a limited amount of artists in Huntsville too. So you bring something cool over there, they definitely going to support.
Yeah.
It's Alabama.
They come back every year. Like, we get like the people that I saw last year. I saw like this year, and then like.
So you're building up that clientele over there.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been going over there.
This was my second year, but like
Okay.
with the Black Line Collective, like they've gone like 3 years. So they tattoo like the security guards who work like the convention and everything.
Yeah, they do be asking. Even the security guards. Yeah.
Right. Well, what type of work you normally do when you go out there?
Well, I did a cover up. Yeah, I did a cover up when I was out there the first day, and I also did like some of my flash pieces. Like, the girl, her first tattoo that she scheduled was a cover up of like a small tattoo that she had gotten before, and it was just like a blue rose. Okay. But then she like looked through my flash book, and she was like, actually, I want to get this, and it was a Princess Peach crown on top of it. So it was kind of like a sleeve by the end of the weekend.
Okay. So does most of your flash consist of like the nerdy like video games, or it's just kind of like all around?
I do like a lot of nostalgia pieces.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that's why I'm into Bratz so much. Is because I just like a lot of my stuff is Lisa Frank-ish. It's a lot of like Bratz. It's a lot of like early 2000s cartoons. Like,
What's some of your favorite like cartoons from?
in general, like, I'm an Avatar: The Last Airbender, big fan.
You like Korra as well? Or?
I did. You can hear like the, but I did.
I heard it too.
Yeah, like, I did.
And of course.
Like,
did.
I did. And like, I'm a big Nick and Cartoon Network kid, so I like a lot of that stuff, which is also like a lot of the bright, colorful things.
No, I definitely feel that. So I want to just kind of learn a little bit about your start and everything like that, because you apprenticed under one of my good tattoo homies, JR.
Yes.
Shout out to JR.
Shout out.
So yeah, you did your apprenticeship back in 2019, 2018?
Yes. So I graduated from my apprenticeship in 2019. So
It's always a little complicated, right?
It's always a story. So I started when I was 19, and so that would have been like 2015. And that would have been on MLK. No, not on MLK, but Memorial. I was at a Snap shop. I can't remember the name of that shop.
You was apprentice under Snap?
No, I was. There was a dude named James Boy that I was
Okay,
originally
James.
under, and
Snap,
then.
that's
I was over there because like I graduated from Clarkston. Like, I'm an East Side. Yeah, I'm an East
that's
Side.
what's up. Yeah.
So it's just like, I was over there for a while. I was there for like a year. Then I left that shop, and then I found Iron Palm, and I just kind of got stuck there, like, thankfully. So it's like, in the best ways. And so it's just like, I was originally under Bruh, which is JR's first apprentice.
Okay.
And then I was under JR for 2 to 3. I think it was like 2.5 years. I always say it's 3, but he always tries to say like, no, it wasn't that long.
That's a good length.
Yeah, I needed a lot of work when I came.
I mean, it's good that you had that perspective. You didn't give up though. So like, would you say your apprenticeship was hard, or was it like easier, or what, like a mixed bag? What would you say?
It was hard for me in comparison to the world of apprenticeships. I did not have a hard apprenticeship.
I got you.
Because of the person who apprenticed me. And that I'm so thankful of the person who apprenticed me because, like, especially being a woman, yeah, shout out to JR, because especially being a woman, like, in tattooing, like, I haven't heard one good story.
Right.
Like, so it's just like, I am the one good story that I've heard. So it's just like.
JR solid dude.
And honestly, and that's why I always, like, I put him on my back for sure because, like, I've gone and I've, like, gone to, like, all women shops and I've had these conversations and, like, these great, wonderful, like, artists. Like, there'll be great artists, horrible people. And so it's just, like, a lot of these women have horrible, like, apprenticeship stories.
That's crazy to hear. Like, I do hear that a lot too about like just general like very well known artists having like women apprentices and just treating them or abusing them in whatever way, and then even sometimes to their clients too. So yeah, I mean you brought it up. Let's like what I guess what challenges or what differences do you face as like a woman in tattooing as compared to like a man?
I think that like the play of femininity within itself, I think that in the beginning it was pushed down or it was told to be pushed down. I think that my relation to femininity when I was first starting off was shown as a weakness. And so it was just like it was soft and like I like things I was told at the beginning of at the beginning of my apprenticeship, like like I don't want to be working in a room full of women, like just things like that. Like I don't want to be in a nail salon, like I don't want to be working so those kind of things, and like just also like having to toughen up in order to fit into this room full of men who I felt like were just as emotional as I was, but just because it came out in passion. That it was not referred to as emotion. Yeah. So like it was a lot of me learning how to dial that back so I can be understood, because a lot of it was like seen through the gaze of just being a woman.
Do you feel like you like as a woman you have to like dial, I guess in a way like you said, you have to change how you normally operate to fit in?
I did for a while, and I feel like when you get your footing in tattooing in yourself, that's when you can start doing and I feel like that's what happened. Like I had to dial back for a second in order to learn and to be able to like fit in order to get what I needed to get. And then once I got the basis, I'm like, okay, so I can go back to being myself and like and living in like my femininity. And like I feel like it hypered after I was able to just like live in it, and that's why I put so much effort into like my clothes and things like that, because like I felt like I lost a lot of that during my apprenticeship trying to fit into it.
So I lost more of the artist aspect versus being, as they say, tattooist.
Yeah, because I mean, like we all hear it, like like they want us to be like, oh, if you're not a real artist, if you don't like, if this is not the only thing you focus on, like if it's not the only, like if you care about the way you look, then like you're distracting yourself from like your craft, as if like your art doesn't spill over into everything that you do. And so it's just like art isn't everything that I do. It's how I get dressed. It's how I present myself. It's how I wake up. So it's just like for me to separate it, it made it seem like, I don't know, like it was frivolous. Like they made it seem like it was like a frivolous thing to do.
Okay,
I get that. No, definitely. So it's like even though it seems simple to some people, but to you it's like it's such a deeper thing when you post the reels and having like, all right, this is my outfits for the week and stuff like that. It's like
you're just trying to be creative, and they couldn't correlate.
That's dope.
I think they were thinking more business side, which you was trying to do both.
Because I mean, like the whole mystery of it all is like it's played. Like nobody wants mystery anymore. Everybody wants to know their artist so intimately. And so it's just like that. Like how I present myself is one of the first ways I can tell you about who I am.
Do you feel like that's helped you build up your following and your clientele base and stuff like that?
Yes, and it's like it's been a double-edged sword, because like like of course like I attract people who are not just interested in my tattooing, which is like what it is. But it's just
So,
like,
I mean, before you get off that, so like,
no,
so
okay.
so do you track when you say that? You mean like male clients who like try to like do like try to holler at you basically? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, there's that. Like, I mean,
Is that
like,
something that happens frequently?
yeah. I mean, it used to more often, like more when I was taking like walk-ins and being in a shop
yeah,
like
makes sense.
constantly. Like there was times where it got bad, and like and so it's just like being somewhere 6 to 7 days a week at a certain schedule all the time, and like people knowing where I was
Yeah,
and
people.
being able to like
crazy
It's
dudes
not
out
hard to
there,
find.
man.
yeah, and pull up on me like I'm at a shop downtown for 6 years, and I worked the same schedule for like 4 of them.
Right,
So
right.
it's like it's not hard to catch me, and so it was like it was a lot of that for a second. And like when you first start tattooing, you do like your 100 first like free tattoos or whatever, and
Right,
so
right.
like me posting that on social media, and then like they came out the woodworks for that. I didn't know that those people were following me. So it was just like just seeing like the people that you pull out, and it's just like it is the double-edged sword, and
I got you.
with it all.
Okay, okay. So I wanted to kind of double back to your apprenticeship, and you said like it took you like 2 to 3 years to kind of, and it was more so on you. Like what
Yes.
what was the difficult part for you, or the most difficult? I would
My
say?
drawing needed to get better. Needed to
Damn,
get way better. Like I needed to draw better.
That's real. I mean, so like, do you feel like that's something like all people who aspire to be tattoo
I
artists
still need to draw better.
No, it's
like it's just like I'm
never
always
ends.
gonna need to draw better, and I feel like there was like, and I appreciate. I like I'm not upset for how long it took me to learn how to tattoo, because I know that I appreciate it, and like I value it a lot more than I feel like maybe somebody who didn't have to go through as much.
Right. So do you feel like a lot of artists, I'm not saying necessarily all artists who go this route, but like let's say some artists who don't do the apprenticeship route, they kind of more like learn through YouTube and whatnot. Do you feel like they appreciate the artistry of tattooing as much, or? I mean, it's like I don't want to like.
Are you saying self-taught?
I mean,
I
I'm
was
saying
like,
self-taught, but I don't want to say self-taught because like,
self-taught.
because I mean, at the end of the day, you learning from somebody, right?
Like like I feel like if you doing it well and if you're doing it long enough, like you don't stay self-taught.
Right.
Like like if you're doing what you're supposed to do, like even if like if you learning from people on YouTube, you're still learning from people
Yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube.
exactly.
So it's
Somebody
just
had to like
yeah,
put something out
like
there.
you're always learning, and then like you go into another room and you go talk to other artists, like you're still learning from you're talking to those other artists. So therefore, I just feel like you never stay self-taught, and I feel like even if you don't go like the typical like apprenticeship route, like you still need to talk to other artists. Like I value people who have seen their tattoos heal longer than I've been tattooing. So it's just like I've only been tattooing for like 5 years, and it's just like people have been tattooing for 10 years. They have a like they get to see their stuff heal, like, which is what we want all of our stuff to do, is the longevity part. So it's just like, why would I not value their experience?
No, exactly. So, would you say getting an apprenticeship is more luck, or is it more like persistence, work ethic? Because that's something I always kind of ask myself. So,
JR hates luck. It's so funny. Like
okay.
I'm big. I think luck is a thing. I think that it's luck to a certain extent, and then like of course like drive and wanting. Like a girl at the last show, because I always get a lot of like young women come up to me and ask me how to get started.
Right.
Especially at shows and stuff, and like she was like, how do I like go into this? And I'm like, go and talk to people. Like go to the, like she's like, I have a portfolio. I was like, yeah, take your portfolio to places. Like take them like inconsistently. Like maybe you got to bug them a little bit. Like like
how often you,
yeah, like bug them. And I was like, yeah, they want to see that you really want this. They want to see that you're dedicated to like learning something or the craft, and then they can invest that time into you. And so like without like realizing that dedication, like they're not gonna want to spend that time with you. And she was like, oh, and I felt like I told her something that like clicked for her, but I was like, I felt like that was like so simple. But I was
You'll
like,
be surprised.
Yeah, like,
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
that's why I say some of it. It's hard. Like some of it is luck, like you said, but some of it is just like you said, the work ethic, the persistence. Because like I know people who will ask like one time and give up. You know, like I tried to find an apprenticeship. I asked this one shop, said no, so like fuck it. I'm like, all right, that's it. Like you got one no, you gonna give up like that? So I mean, what do y'all think? Like it's more luck, or is it more just like?
For me,
I'll say more. I say it with anything, honestly. 80% like persistence, and then you probably like the rest
Sprinkle a
is
little
like
luck in that, yeah.
luck.
Because I mean, I definitely say like
Because RNG, you can like, oh, the first shop you go to, they accept you, but then other RNG is like you gotta go to 100 other shops before you get that one yes. So,
but at the same time, your situation, you came all the way from Mississippi, like so. To me, yeah, you had some RNG in asking the shops, right? But you also took the drive to move from a whole nother state,
yeah,
just to pursue something.
But I did also have to ask shops for a whole year first.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's one of my first shops.
Right. So it's like to me, it's more persistence than anything. I feel like because you know, a lot of people will kind of say like, all right, yeah, it's you lucky you got an apprenticeship. I can't get one. I didn't have one. I'm like,
I'll say the RNG.
How hard
part
did you
for
try
me
though? Like,
was you opening up like not even 10 miles away from my where I was living at the time. I was like, oh, this shop went here. Fuck it, let's try it. Roll the dice.
right.
Been here ever since.
Shit, I mean, my whole story. Like, all right, do you know Dame? Back in our, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Dame. You know that's
Yeah.
all right. But the reason I bring Dame up, my story, how I got apprenticeship, is through Dame.
Okay.
So, and you want to know like everything kind of
Tell
happens full
tell them
circle.
the
I'll
whole
tell the
story.
story. All right.
Tell them the whole
I never actually
story.
told my origin story. So, all right. So again, when I first started tattooing, I started off the self-taught route, right? And this is back in like 2011, 2012. It wasn't like a lot of YouTube's tattoo knowledge out there. It was just like one or two channels that gave you a little bit of info. So obviously I wasn't good. So you know, and I went to a few shops, but you know, I went to like the bigger name shops like City of Ink, West End, stuff, asking for apprenticeship. Obviously, like, you know, my art wasn't that good back then, and they already had like some dope artists. So I was like, I wasn't gonna get accepted back then. So I was just kind of like trying other shops, looking, still working on my stuff. But long story short, one day, so I'm actually pulling up to get tattooed at a guy, like this guy he's a, I guess you call him a scratcher, right? He tattoos at his crib, but he was a decent artist. And it's at this apartment complex, right?
Where I live.
Right, crazy story, right? Apartment complex where he currently lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and it's a gated community. So long story short, I usually just follow people in without putting a code, because like it was a weird situation. He didn't have access to the phone to like let me in, so I always just to follow people. One day, the person in front of me didn't want me to follow. So me being young, I was like 21, whatever, but hot-headed, right? I kind of, you know, gently tapped the back of his car. So I'm thinking, all right, he moves forward, like, bet he's gonna go in now. I'm gonna follow. Then I didn't realize it was a security guard, or what I thought was a security guard, in the other side the whole time we saw everything. He's like flagging us down, looking pissed. So I just basically like reversed out of there and tried to like get out of the complex. But he knows like this apartment complex is like 3 complexes in one.
Yeah.
You gotta go down a big hill.
It's one way in, one way out.
Yeah, and it's like I basically get stuck at the bottom. And that guy wasn't a security guard. He was actually a police officer who had a car. And so he pulled up behind me. I go to jail. So in jail, and you know, the holding cell, whatever. Of course, you with like 20, 30 other dudes. I meet a guy who's handing out his business card. He's a tattoo artist. I'm like, bro, I want to be a tattoo artist. It's like, yeah, my name is Dane. This is Dane. So that's how I meet Dane the first time. And,
y'all in jail.
right.
You know, business card.
Right. And yeah, he's hustling. I give him that.
Always is.
And then so basically Dame is I telling Dame, you know, like, yeah, bro, I'm serious about this. Like, and of course he's thinking like whatever, bro. But I name dropped like some I think I name dropped like some tattoo machines that at that time, like only like someone who was serious. Like, you know, I think it was like Mickey Sharps and some other stuff. It's like, oh, you actually know about them? Like, okay, I see you actually like you want this. So it's like, all right, when you get out, come meet me at the shop. We'll hang out and we just talk. And then, sure enough, I go to the shop maybe like a week later, and for a month I just go there and I just hang out, draw, whatever, help out. And then, another long story short, one of the artists quit, and then the owner of that shop was like, "You want to go apprentice? It's your opportunity." So I took it. And, I mean, like you said, you never know like how you gonna get in. Like it's just you just gotta keep trying.
Never had to go to jail.
Right. Sometimes you gotta go to jail, you know. So,
A little bit.
yeah. So
Yeah, my luck was definitely like
That's the
walking
RNG,
past.
bro.
What kind of generator is that?
One boy playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Gotta talk to God on that
Send
one.
him to jail.
So, anyways, let's back to the convo at hand. So like one last thing about apprenticeship, like if you kind of brush over already, but like outside of just persistence, like is there any one major piece of advice you can give to someone who's watching this who wants the apprenticeship, especially a young girl or a woman who wants to get into it? Like what's something else that you give them that could help them? Just
Showing initiative. Like that was always a thing that was honestly like a problem for me because like I'm like a follow direction kind of person, but
Okay.
like showing initiative about stuff because it's like a lot of it like is ties in with itself about their consistency, but just like showing that you really want it because that's what they want to be shown.
right.
So it's just like yeah.
No, that's basically like just
Get out there and hustle.
be
Not
serious.
doing-
Be
Just
serious.
do it. Yeah.
I mean, because I feel like I definitely like after like JR came a couple of times. He's like, "Dang, she's still sitting on that couch, huh?" Like,
right.
I
can't
guess she
get
just
rid
gonna
of it.
keep on coming.
Nah,
Like,
just be annoying sometimes.
it
Like,
really is.
Yeah, bring your sketchbook. Just come in the shop. Don't be annoying to where they're gonna kick
Yeah.
you out of the shop. But just be that fly
Yeah.
on the wall.
Cause like when I like originally walking past, like I was going like spins. What used to be on Peter Street, and I
Oh,
was
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
like put my art up in spin, and like I was supposed to meet the manager and stuff, and he stood me up that day, and so I just had a big ass portfolio and just like walking like
That's how
down.
JR met you.
That's how that's how I saw the shop, and my phone died like right outside the shop, and I was like, well, I go inside the shop and charge my phone, and
That's crazy.
never left. Like I started hanging out with Binky and all of and Brett was all there, and
Yeah,
like
it's, like you said, a little bit of
a little bit luck.
but it didn't happen unless you took the initiative to go put your artwork
Yeah.
up at Spin. So it's like it all kind of like a
Yeah.
little initiative kind of puts you in the right spot for
For
luck,
sure,
right?
putting yourself out there.
Mhm.
And like I saw so many people like throughout my apprenticeship, like start, quit. Like you saw
Yeah.
so much
Boy.
of it, just like
Right.
people not panning out, and especially for how long mine was. Like I just saw a lot of turnover, and I just remember like one of like the older artists, Sketchmo. He was just like, you gonna keep on seeing him. He was like, it's like a
Yeah.
revolving door.
Nah,
Like you
for
just
real.
gonna keep on seeing him coming in and out, but make sure you stay. And I was like,
Right.
all right,
That's what's up, man. I like to hear the success stories.
yeah.
So I know it's kind of shifting subjects, but we kind of already opened up that convo. But I know you and another artist, CJ, y'all
For sure.
recently created
Safe space.
Safe space.
Yeah,
So
it's a safe space.
What is it? Like, tell us about it.
So it's like an organization that we're having to basically just create a community for the women tattoo artists, primarily Black women tattoo artists and women of color. But just like to give us like a space to be able to talk to each other, to build community, to like so like the younger ones can like reach out to the older ones and see like like the stuff that you like what's regular to put up with and like what's a little too far.
Yeah, that's important.
Like,
That's really important.
What's a little too far, because a lot of times when you're so young and you're so eager, this happened to a lot of us, like just being so young and so eager and wanting it so bad, we took a lot more stuff than like it was just too far. Like
Yeah.
it was just like like this has nothing to do with tattooing. Like at
No.
this
Right,
point.
right.
Like it's just like it's not even about if I want it. Like it's not like this has nothing about like this is like borderline abusive. Like it's just like
No, it is.
it's like
it's not even border.
like, I'm like, like this is too far. So it's like having those conversations with those like younger tattoo artists and like being able to tell them like like this.
You gotta
is,
reassurance.
exactly, and like okay, or like nah, you just need to buckle down a little bit. Like like nah, they mean shit. So it's just like having that kind of community and like also like just. I'm really interested in like not personally mentoring because I don't feel like I'm at that point yet in my career, but just like connecting younger artists with people who can mentor them and who are in that space to do that. And so we're doing just like we do. Our last one was a critique. We're doing next week for Earth Day we are doing basically like a sustainability for like tattoo artists. So like we have like it's a sponsored event that we're doing with Debbie Snacks, and so yeah, it's just about like they have like all of the recyclable like things that we can use in our stations and stuff in our setups and stuff, just to try to help the earth a little bit, because we do, with trying to be so sanitary, we do we do a lot of waste.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's just
So
like,
like what
like-
like you have particular products that are recyclable for tattoo guys,
we don't produce them, but like we have a couple of companies that we bought for and that we're giving out gift bags and stuff for. I can't think of their names right now, but just like there's a company that does like recyclable razors made out of recyclable materials, and that's the same people who do like the paper ink cups that are made out of like recyclable materials, and just like little stuff like that can just help reduce our waste because we do so much. But at the same time, like we kind of have to do a certain amount to be as sanitary as we are.
Right. Right. No, that's what's up. Man. That's great to hear. So what other types of ventures or events do you guys plan on holding in the future for the safe space?
So far it has been like our own meetings have just been like all women, but in the future we do want to open up and kind of have like a forum between like the men and the women of the industry, so we can kind of like figure out like, okay, what are the problems that we are presenting, what are the solutions that we can also present, and like how we can help each other. Because like I just personally, like outside of the safe space, like I don't want us to just like, I don't want it to be like, oh, women over here and the men over here kind of thing. I want us to be able I want us to be able to be in the industry like together, and especially like as Black people, like we shouldn't have to like be separate amongst ourselves. And so it's just like, if we can create the respect amongst each other within the industry and like find out where those like lines are and like hold the people who are causing the problems accountable, then like, you know, we can progress, and like we won't be like the stereotypical like tattoo shops that like we all know and fear. Just a better future for our industry.
I definitely respect that. And I'm definitely looking forward to like whenever you guys have that come together kind of convo. Like so far, like how many like people have kind of like came out to support it?
At different meetings it's at different rates, because like I said, like all of the meetings are just different things. A lot of like we've done like tat and paints, like we've had like fake skin days and stuff like that, like and so it's just like different events. And of course, like with us being all artists, we all have different schedules, so like everybody doesn't consistently everybody doesn't consistently come to like every meeting, but we have about like 20 odd members now that who go in and out. But we're still like, we're trying to expand to different states and stuff like that. So like our community is growing online for sure. Make sure you guys follow at the Safe Space. But yeah, like it's growing, and I'm very appreciative for the community that we're creating.
That's dope. So definitely wish y'all the best of luck, and we definitely support wherever we can. And but it's crazy just to hear that, like, so like you said, like all women that in tattooing have a story.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, is it do you feel like it's more so from the hands of like mentors, or just fellow like male artists at the shop, or is it like a thing?
Yeah, I mean, cause like it'll be like the fellow guys at the shop, but there's always going to be a worse thing when there's a power dynamic.
Okay.
And so like when there's a power dynamic in the midst of like of it all, it makes it a lot worse, especially when like these people, like when you come into the industry so young, and it's just like, and these people are just like young and vulnerable, and like they just want to do anything they can to be able to make it, and of course those people are just like taken advantage of.
Right, no, that makes sense. It's like music industry.
And like you just get caught up. Like when we first started the Safe Space, like it was one of the conversations that I was having consistently at these conventions when young women would come up to me talking about like learning, like trying to get into apprenticeships, and me having to always warn them, and like having that on my heart that if I didn't warn them, that I was doing them a disservice, because it's just like, like if I don't tell you what I know is true, then it's just like I'm just sending you out for the slaughter. So it's just like I was blatantly
being a good person.
I was blatantly telling them like, find somebody who does not want to sleep with you.
Yeah.
Like find like if you get a hint of it, go. Like just go. It's nothing you could do there. Like it's just like, because like you have to find someone who's not interested in you like that, because like that will change the dynamics of the thing. Like the first apprenticeship that I had, I was there for a year, and out of nowhere the dynamics changed and it got weird and I had to go. And so because it no longer was about tattooing, and so it was like having being around so many women in the industry who have that story, it was like I have to make sure that they're aware of that
Right.
being a possibility.
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, if you're a male tattooer, bro, just like I said, just stop trying to, be cool, man. Like, it's more
I
than
just say, just treat them like an adult. Don't
Yeah.
right. That's it.
Like,
I don't know, man, but it's a lot of people who got into tattooing.
Oh yeah,
For tattooing, they wasn't,
that's a conversation.
Yeah, they whole kind of persona and ego kind of
wanted to use the talent to give the bad decisions that they wanted to do.
So look at me, I'm cool.
I mean, and like I even like as the younger woman in the thing, like I didn't make the best decisions, and like I could have been better in the way that I handled things, and like I had to learn a lot of those things. But like coming in the industry at 19, 20 years old, like that, you're going to see that growth. Yeah. You're going to see those problems. You're going to see like over time, like how all that happens. And like, that's why I think that it's really special for us to like be able to talk to the younger women in like the safe space and stuff about like, what exactly the industry is. And like,
so would you think you'll take on like in the safe space, like women who aren't tattooing yet, but want to tattoo?
For sure. Like it's definitely like a space for like creatives in general. So like we're looking at people who we talk to people who aren't particularly tattooing, but still are in like creative spaces and stuff like that. Yeah, they do like co-stuff with us and things, and we're definitely open to them like coming to meetings and stuff, because like the art community within itself is pretty tight knit in Atlanta in general. So it's just like a lot of us know each other.
No, that's true. It's a small world.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah. All right. One last thing about I guess this subject in general, but I know we kind of brought it up a little bit earlier, but so do you feel like all women tattoo shops? Do you feel like that's like a thing that could be a solution, or do you feel like it also creates a different kind of problem dynamic?
I've guest spot at an all woman shop, and it was fun. It was great. Like I didn't have a problem, but I was also there for like 3 days.
Got you.
So like I haven't had a full like I wouldn't have been able to like tell you from an experience of working there consistently. So but I mean like I'm pretty sure they have their problems like all those shops. Right. Like I don't see like an all woman shop being the exception. But I like for me personally, you're not gonna shove me off into an island by myself. Me personally, like I'm gonna make space for myself at the table.
Right. No matter where you at.
I have to. Like and honestly, I kind of want to be at the table you don't want me at. So it's just I want to scoot over. I'm like, but that's me personally. I know that a lot of women in the industry, like they're tired of like the back and forth and like having to like, and even like sometimes like. Even the men who don't do the things that are the problem, like a lot of the like not saying anything to other men, and a lot of the like just letting things happen and just kind of just being like, oh, well, not my problem type things. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like being around that kind of environment is tiresome, and I know a lot of them are tired of it. So like I understand the need for it or the want for it. Like I just heard somebody say that like they're not taking male clients after 7 p.m. Like, so so just like, all the women in the shop were like, we are.
I agree.
The only way I understand, like, if another tattoo artist guy's here, they'll usually like past 7 p.m. But if they feel like they the last one, nah.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I've definitely had clients like.
It's still the outside world. Let's not confuse business in here and then think. Nothing's gonna happen outside.
We didn't have to play bouncer. Not really like straight up, but we know we had to kind of like.
There's a couple of people I had to turn away.
No, JR has played bouncer. Like, there's definitely been texts like, "Hey, like I'm about to tattoo this dude. Don't leave the room." Like I'm like just stay in the vicinity. Like don't go too far. So it's just like I personally don't think that it's like the only solution, but it is like a temporary solution, definitely. And then like, in certain situations where like people are very just tiresome and like there are things that have happened, I understand why they go for that route.
The reason why they did that.
you can only take so much. You've been in the industry for 10 years. You're over it. Like you're over it. And plus,
sense.
like being in these shops and being like the only woman in these shops for like 6 years, the only woman in these shops for, or one of two women. And there's a lot of like tokenism when it comes to those things, because it's like when you're like the only woman in that shop for a long time, and then they bring in another woman, it can kind of feel like, okay, so is there room for two of us? Like, it honestly,
No,
like,
I'm not. This is a situation that's oddly specific to our shop. It's just that's why.
Hey, look, you know what? I tried to hold my smile. I really did. I really did.
it happens though, but like,
I'm over here gears turning and shit.
I mean, you bring in a very real perspective there.
But like, and that's why like we play into it too, to a certain extent, but it's also like the conditioning of the industry. And like the industry has taught us that there isn't a lot of room for us and that there is only so much space for us in it. So it's just like, I feel like, especially when I was a younger tattooer, like the older women who I was experiencing wasn't the nicest to me. But it also like, felt like there was like, it felt like I might have been coming for that one spot. Like they weren't hiring, like I said, like the men were saying that they didn't want to work in a nail salon. They didn't want to work in a hair salon. They didn't want to work with a whole bunch of women. So if they're saying all of that, and then there's another woman coming in who's younger and who's learning all these, who's trying to
ready
learn
to
all
get
this
it.
stuff. Exactly. And I'm showing all this, like,
Initiative.
all this go-getter, and like, oh, like they're calling Jane for everything. And so it's just like you create this competition in between these people. And it's like, and it's not even her fault for feeling bad, for feeling threatened, because you've made it seem like there is not room for enough of us.
Oh yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. Like, I mean, if you're listening, Emily, don't you worry. There's enough room for more at this shop at least.
Exactly.
Like, don't worry.
Like, just a little confirmation, like just a little reassurance.
I'm over here. God damn, girl.
Just a little reassurance.
Be like, where the fuck is this coming from?
All I care about is hustling. Like, it don't matter what you got between your legs.
But I get it. Like, it's certain shops definitely, you know what I'm saying, they might be like, oh, it's only one woman per shop or this and that. But I'm always like, look, as long as ain't no drama, male or female, it don't matter. Just
complain.
You good here.
Complain about you ain't getting money.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
But of course, not shit. Every shop is different, right? So
Hustle.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
But,
okay.
So let's shift a little bit then. I want to talk about your tattoo style, because there's a lot of artists now searching, or I mean, it's always going to be artists searching for how to create their own unique kind of look and stuff like that. And we kind of touched on it earlier that you're very into like certain influences like Bratz Dolls and Lisa Frank and stuff like that. So and then I could tell it translates to your tattoo work. You do very colorful pieces, and especially on brown skin tones too. So how did you like land on that? Like, did you work on a lot of different styles and just kind of formed your own, or you just kind of started from that point? And, like, what was your route?
Well, apprenticing under JR, he would have never let me
Right.
just go directly into one direction. I guess it was just like I've always been having like that kind of bubbly like art style in general, and I also think that's why my apprenticeship took so long, is because I came from that and trying to
Kind of
and JR is a realism artist, so it was just like
where
we had to meet, like for him to like see where I was going. I had a lot of like room to make up, and so it was like in order like for my stuff to not be as cartoony in like all the time. And I do a lot more tattoos than what I post. I just post what I would like to do more of.
No,
and so
we understand.
yeah, like I post what I like.
80% of the industry.
I post what I want to do more. They're like, oh, you don't do. I do, but like we not bragging about that. Like, but it's just like I go into I go into like just a lot of the art stuff with the idea of it being colorful and stuff in general. So that's just where it comes from. And then it rolled into what it is now. But I feel like I started out at a very traditional and just learning everything and taking a lot of walk-ins and like all of that stuff, and then trying to figure out what I like to do more. And I think like I said, I like to sit at tables that like I'm not invited at. So I just pushing like the color on black skin and just like having those conversations all the time, and like trying, like my whole career has been having those conversations and trying to change that narrative that like black people can't get color.
So
Go ahead.
no, I don't want to interrupt you, but like since we on that, like can we shift a little more technical side? Like what have you found works on black skin, and what have you found like is like not like we gotta kind of work around this or do a different method?
I'm still working it out. I'm
Trust me,
and I'm always going to be working it out. I am learning now that which I've known before, but I guess like just
you gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah,
sometimes.
type shit.
Yeah.
Like I need to leave more open space in my tattoos. Like that's just something that like at this very moment that I'm trying to work on in my stuff, and just having like that space. Like JR is always talking about stuff being bigger, and like I always push for bigger, but I've been pushing it harder.
Right.
Like
Sometimes you might just have to kind of like blow it up in the
oh,
back, and then
for sure. And then like
CJ did that like real one time.
yeah.
He's like, can you make it so small one to the back?
like,
just cut around.
and then like you go look at it in the mirror and you say it's perfect, like it's all good. Like I'm just like you approved of it at the end of the day. And I'm just like, because sometimes the paper is daunting and like they're just like, oh, like it's on the paper, it's like it's too big, but I'm like, nah, let me put it on your body. Like you need it to be this size. Yeah, just like having those conversations, and I feel like teaching the client a lot more teaches me also within myself.
Yeah.
Nah, definitely. You do a lot of different types of art too outside of tattooing. Do you feel like that kind of helps just cultivate that style even more too? Because like I see you like you make pillows. You is it like sculpting or paper mache or what?
I do sculpt. Yeah,
sculpting?
I sculpt.
What else? Like painting, obviously.
Yeah, I paint. I sculpt. Yeah, I do. I do a lot.
What was your
Oh, no, go ahead.
like first art medium before like you even thought about being a tattoo artist?
I would say I guess it's painting. Like my mom bought me an easel when I was like 3.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, like I've been an artist like a while, but like I've always felt like I don't know, like I feel like everybody's been an artist for a while.
Yeah.
What's your favorite medium then?
It depends on my mood, but I like if I had more time to devote to it, I feel like it would be sculpting.
Okay. Like how long have you been sculpting now for?
Like I feel like I started like I took when I was in elementary school. There was like they had like a little thing, and then like Cake Boss and stuff like was doing flowers, and so like that's when I started to learn how to do like flowers, because they were like doing fondant, and I was watching that in like middle school, high school. So it was just like they were doing flowers with fondant. I was like, oh, that's a petal.
I know nothing about sculpting.
Like,
what, if you don't mind me like asking like out of ignorance, like so what materials can you sculpt out of? Like
I particularly sculpt out of clay, but like it'll be like a sculpty or like just like a doll clay. Sometimes like if I'm working on, sometimes I like redo dolls, and if I'm like trying to change like the face or anything, that there's like a specific doll clay that dries like air and you don't have to like bake it or anything. And so yeah, and then like Crayola makes like a little like air dry clay that I use for shit sometimes, like. It just for like products, like it cracks a lot more than a lot of stuff, but it works for a good amount of stuff.
yeah, okay.
I like a lot of mixed media, and I feel like it all like helps each other. I think a lot of the times in my apprenticeship I was told like not to spread myself too thin with doing a lot of things and just to focus on tattooing. But I feel like a lot of the stuff like helped each other. For like when I started when I first started tattooing, like I was using like a foot pedal, and like I also like I knew how to sew before, and like in sewing you use foot pedals and stuff. So like having that hand foot like like thing. So it was just like like it all touches. Like it all kind of touches each other. Yeah,
right,
like
so
it all
know what a foot pedal is these days. Man. It's crazy.
I mean, like I didn't use it for long, but I did have
it.
Like,
at least you got that experience a little bit.
Yeah, like I did.
No, that's dope. So I guess if you're a younger artist listening, just like shoot, do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even if you think you stress yourself, then like just obviously like the end goal is to all come back to tattooing, right? If that's what your focus is. But
and sometimes you can pull ideas from other stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to make money without tattooing, man.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
Like I love tattooing, but like I just like for me sometimes it's just like I'm not going to force it to do what it doesn't want to do sometimes.
Right.
Like, but I still gotta pay bills. Like,
Exactly,
it's
right.
like I love tattooing, and sometimes like I tattoo for free all the time.
Right.
So it's just
Those are like your passion projects.
yeah. And so it's just like I'll just hit up like somebody that I know who I like to tattoo who sits well, and I just like, bro, like I've been tattooing like bullshit all week. Like, just give me like I want to do something good. Like, please.
That is something like
It's nice to know you do it, and it doesn't really you don't do it for the money. That's one thing I've trained myself to do, not do it for the money.
right, because it does like after a while you kind of like you get the artists who are very lucky who can
do both.
Make a lot of money doing their own thing, but
it's a small percentage.
Yeah, it's a very
like,
small percentage.
It's like in a single digit.
Yeah, like it's not a lot of them.
Like what people don't really know outside of tattooing is like you said, a lot of times you're gonna have to make your bread and butter doing the stuff like that isn't like what you're want like what you want to be known for, like your custom stuff. So it can't be like very. It can burn you out after a while, I would say, if you don't have like other avenues. So that's definitely a great point. Like you want to have some source of income from other places.
It's all about balance.
That way you can enjoy tattooing more.
Like them tattoo pillows at them conventions.
Yeah, how does that?
Like they it's solid. Like, and it's good, and it's good to be making money while I'm like making money. Like I'm
How'd you get into making the tattoo pillows?
Really, it just started like kind of as a necessity. Like I just kind of was like, all right, so like I just need to like prop up the leg a little bit, and then like we put the plastic on like paper towel rolls, and like we like to like get like the prop the neck up and stuff like that. And I've always had a sewing background because my aunt is a seamstress. So it was just kind of like, okay, well, I can do that. And I was just like, oh, get the material that you can meticide and you can clean off well. Like, okay, that makes sense. And then it was just like, it just kind of went on from there. And it's been doing well. And I appreciate everybody who's gotten one.
Shout out.
And like
all the clients who bought one are artists.
Very nice people.
And I got to get one myself. So.
Yeah, man, I should have brought some. But, and like I got a couple of like hairdressers who use it and like nail artists and stuff like that. So it's
that's smart.
For sure. I want to get more into like making tattoo products and stuff. I want to get into welding so I can make some of like the beds and armrests and things like that.
Damn, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I like doing trades.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's smart because I mean you're always gonna. I feel like trades is very unappreciated kind of a
for sure
form
of work. It has that grit.
Right. I mean, because you're always gonna need trades, like you need welders, you need people who can sew, and
everybody trying to run away from the blue collar jobs.
Right.
Go for it.
I've always wanted to like speak at schools and stuff like as a tattoo artist because I just feel like we weren't given like the list of jobs. Like there was so many jobs, and I feel like they gave us like the first page of the list. Like, and it's just like they're just like, okay, well these are what you have to choose from.
You feel like you ever like just like go be like art teacher for you or like substitute?
That's what I was in school for. I was gonna be an art teacher. Like at first I was in journalism and marketing, and then I switched over to be an art teacher, and that dropped out. But
they did shut me down when I said I wanted to be an artist in some type of field. They was like, "Nah, you gonna be an architecture." I was like, "Oh,
yeah, that's what they told me too." And I was just like, "Have you seen my master's?"
That's all they knew. Like,
it's like make logos.
But I never fault them for that because that's a different mindset. Like, it's somebody
the
don't
previous
think that
generation
way.
definitely is more of like I get it. Like they're worried about having like a sustainable income.
Yeah,
like,
that's the mind, and that's a different mindset.
But I was hearing it from like I have an uncle who's an artist, and like I was hearing it from him because he like went to school and like he did the art thing, and it didn't pan out like how he wanted it to, and like he has a successful job. Like he don't get me wrong if I quote it wrong, but like he basically does like the architecture of the planning for like plumbing and government buildings in the city. And so like it's artsy, but it's not
it's very technical.
Yeah, so it's just like he's just like he was like go to school for something like mathematical, like going to STEM, I'm like I am not a STEM girl. Like and so it's just like, but I think that trades is definitely like a thing that needs to be pushed more with younger people.
Definitely. Of course, end the podcast with our normal kind of rapid fire question segment. So it's gonna be a lot of just questions.
You should have a sound effect for like guns.
Right. We got I don't even remember what.
Random noise. We don't know what it is.
They'll be quacking and stuff.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So simple one first. Coils or rotaries?
Rotaries.
Rotaries, okay. You want just easier to use? You feel like?
I mean, yeah, and like my hand is smaller.
Yeah, that's a good reason. Yeah, it saves the hand and wrist for them arthritis. You would say.
Yeah,
But,
I do a lot of artsy stuff. Yeah.
nah, you need that. That's right. All right, black and gray or color?
Color.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That'd be a shock when you said black and gray.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Like,
Do you do
surprisingly.
black and gray?
I
Like,
do. I do black and gray. I never post it.
Yeah.
like even like realism, black and gray realism.
Yeah, like yep.
You
Yeah,
gotta post it
never
one
post-
time.
I do.
One time,
I
just one
do.
time.
I
On a
do.
Do you
story.
post it on your story?
Nope.
Oh.
I was like, I'll do it
I
on
post
like
them on
my
my story
tattoo
now.
portfolio like page. Like I have a tattoo. portfolio.
Oh, okay.
And like just tattoos, like for the people who like it like that.
That's smart. Smart.
And on TikTok, I just post anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, drawing on paper or the iPad?
Paper first. Always.
Okay. Just better feel or just
Better feel.
yeah.
I can't sketch on an iPad.
No, I definitely feel that. All right. So, if you could only tattoo one style for the rest of your career, what it would be? It could be like a general style. It don't have to be like a super.
Neo trap.
Okay. Why neo trap?
I feel like I can do a lot in there.
Okay.
Like it's just
Yeah,
like
it's
I,
flexible.
I
Very
can do a lot
flexible.
in there.
I
Like
like that.
You could be on the edge of both because you could be like, it's not really realism.
yeah, like
It
you
is
can
not
throw a little bit of
cartoony.
realism in there, and then they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm
right.
still in there."
Mhm.
I like that. I like that one. All right. You prefer conventions or guest spots?
Conventions.
Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Just more artists to me or?
Yes, more artists to me, and I like seeing like other people tattoo, and like meeting people whose work I admire.
That's right.
Like that's a big thing for me.
A lot of times conventions you can see the big name artists.
Yeah,
so-
and a lot of the small names. I just be liking
Yeah,
people.
it's-
like,
right, right.
just be like,
Get to see the tattoo homies.
yeah.
You prefer a walk-in shop or a private studio? You've done both, so.
Oh darn. Private studio.
Like
I
I
like
thought you was
the-
gonna go walk-in
Yeah,
shop.
I'm
I ain't gonna lie to you.
sorry.
So what? Why the private studio?
Just like just like the clientele and being a woman, like
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so it's just like yeah,
Safer kind of environment. Yeah,
safer.
that is true. All right. If you could tattoo anywhere in the world, where would it be?
That's so hard.
Yeah, that's tough.
I want to go in somewhere in Africa,
Okay, you got
but I would like specific country. I'll say Kenya.
Kenya? Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I'll go for Kenya.
All right, bet. Any particular reason or like you chose Kenya over?
I just like I feel like I would like to see like their traditions of like tattooing.
That's dope. All right. Least favorite style to tattoo?
Cyber sigillism.
I like that one.
I like that I smiled before she
How
even
you
said
feel
it.
about that, bro? That's our resident cyber sigillism artist right here. We throw it all to
You know, word getting out that word really is getting out. They saying I don't like it. I'm like, It's like, dang.
I'm sure you heard
This
about
shit-
that,
This
bro.
shit on the streets. I was like, this shit made it to the streets. It's crazy.
It's not a bad look. It just my brain has to work different for it.
Yeah.
It's like
You don't even have to
everything you
try.
know-
That's the brain working different for
Right.
it.
Like I know I should put this line in solid, but I guess I shouldn't.
Don't like don't do that.
That's crazy. All right.
I didn't know who invented that. Like, if
don't-
you
this
ever
whole trend
see
of,
this
like-
video,
I don't
need
know
to talk
if
to you
y'all
in person.
randomly come across like tattoo artist pages on Instagram where it's like their style
I
is like
really
like,
need to meet that person.
I don't even know how you explain it, but like bad tattoos, but like
Yeah.
they're very
Probably a
popular.
good
They got
person
like
in real life,
1,000
but
followers,
I need to meet you.
and I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, but I don't know. It's new generation.
It's art,
They-
bro. You know, it's art. It's
But-
subjective.
Yeah,
Whatever.
You know.
That's always the answer.
I need to meet you.
Everybody
I
just
have
like,
to. I don't care if we don't even speak the same language. I need to meet you. We need a translator or something.
Sometimes it be looking cool, I guess.
I mean, if it's done, I'm always like, if it's technically done well, I'm not
Turn
gonna
the
hate on
camera.
it.
But you're not supposed to technically do it well. See, like that's the thing. I don't know.
I've seen some technically done well cyber sigillism.
Okay.
But I guess it probably wouldn't even count as cyber sigillism.
Are we talking about
At
like?
that point, it's just
Wait. I'm not going to say.
If the
I'm not
lines
gonna-
are good, then like that doesn't do it, right?
It's like it's just tribal.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say the style because I ain't gonna disrespect the style. But is it like? Are you saying kind of like how Christians trying to get that cover up style.
Nah. That's dope.
That's kind of like that grimy shit.
Nah, man. That's still done technically well.
Yeah, that's
like
good.
Bio-organic.
Nah.
Oh,
That's clean.
okay.
Bio.
I'm talking about like, all right. I have to show it to you afterwards, but like,
All right, bro.
I done came across the dude's page where it's just like he'll tattoo random like lyrics on people, but it's like
Done bad
on purpose because they want like that
Like a
distressed look, I guess.
Oh.
But it's like it's done in a way where when it heals, it's gonna look like a scratcher did it. Basically, it's not gonna look like.
I always talk about like the client, like clients don't particularly want a good tattoo all the time. Like
there are some out there,
what we consider a good tattoo, like like we're always like longevity wise,
Right,
and like
right.
bow will hold and stuff like that. So it's just like
you right about
they don't want always like a good tattoo.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't even argue that.
No, you remember Julius did the back tattoo like the dogs doing the Last Supper?
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
I didn't
yeah,
know
he
that.
really wants that.
I mean, but it was just like a painting or something, right?
No, it was outline. Like,
oh, you know what? I
yeah,
remember. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah,
I was
I just
like,
gotta pay bills, man.
I'll take these 3 tattoos right here.
If I tell you like, hey, yo, like I don't think so, and then you still want to go,
Oh, I'm running it.
Yeah,
I'm running it.
Right.
all right.
did my job.
All right. So, favorite tattoo machine?
Very clear.
I keep on buying the battery for it, so it must be the Flux from the FK Iron. Like,
So, have you used other brands like Bishop? Or,
yeah.
What made you choose the Flux over them?
Honestly, like I am not like a big machine head because like I'm more so like let me find a tool and like really
comfortable
figure
with
out
it.
how to work it.
I got you.
Like,
Yeah.
So it's just like every time like I've had like a different machine, like I've just been like trying to like the best of how to work this particular machine. So like so like I'm not like shopping around for me because I know a lot of artists are very like shop around. I'm like, okay, how can I like make this work for me? And like because when I changed machines too much, it felt like I couldn't figure out what I was doing.
No,
And so I'm just like the consistency of the tool helps me.
No, that's actually a real good point. Yeah, when you switch too much, it's like I mean, if you like very experienced with a lot of different machines, then you can probably do that. But like, yeah, if like 5 years, 6 years in, like, nah, I would rather like I said master kind of one machine and then from there move on. All right. Favorite ink? We can go brand and then we can also go like color.
I do a lot of Eternal and Fusion. Okay. And so like I always get them mixed up, which like the particular.
You got like that one ink that you like to put in every tattoo if you can.
Like a teal, like a tropical teal. I love a tropical teal. Ooh, okay. Snowflake. Snowflake.
You like to mix it with like other colors or straight up?
Snowflake is my white. Like Snowflake is the only white.
Blue?
Yeah, that's my white.
I feel like it holds better.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my only white, especially like in brown skin because you get like that yellow tone that happens in white. It doesn't yellow because of the blue, and so it just like it heals like a lot better. And I use like pastels of as whites of every color, and like
that's a gem right there. You know?
It is. I like that. But I use pastels of whites of every color. But like that Snowflake is in everything, basically.
Yeah, no, I've heard Snowflake. I've used it at times too, and I do like it. That's a color I always forget to buy. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like
2 of them.
I be forgetting about
I was like, I just bought 2.
I need to. You gotta remind me next time.
Yeah, like a tropical teal.
I ain't got none, by the way.
Like a deep red, a pomegranate.
I barely use white.
Yeah,
I use white to mix though. I don't really use.
That's what I'm mostly using for mixing.
But honestly, mixing with Snowflake would probably be even better though. But or just whatever tone, like if you mix them with a more bluish, cooler color than Snowflake or a warmer color, then it makes sense. All right. Your hardest color to saturate into the skin?
Blues.
Facts.
Purple guy, man. I hate purple. So
everybody hates purple. I think, like, I don't know, like purple is cool with me. Blues kicking my butt, and it's so messy.
I love blues. Like I try to throw blue in everything, but purple, like I try to avoid purple as much as I can.
See, I say the blues are hard, but I throw blue in everything. Like teal was the favorite, was the first color, and like the Snowflake.
I say like that color green.
Really?
Like
I love putting greens on people.
Yeah, I love green too.
Oh, you want yellow, right?
No, I mean like
that lime green.
Like specifically that color green, like
an avocado. like
Yeah.
that avocado.
Like any other green is fine.
I feel like I have better success when I mix it myself than do like a pre-mix version of that color.
Do you mix like you mix it in the cartridge?
Yeah, like, I'll have like a cap of like, let's say not green, like jungle green or something, like a medium-ish.
dirty dip.
And then like
Me
Same.
too.
a cap of yellow. I do both, but I prefer clean dip, like wiping them off my needle. But like if it's like it depends on the style I'm doing. Like if I'm doing more like a artsy kind of more blendy kind of thing, then I'll probably dirty dip more. But if I'm doing like anime where it's like blocks of color, then like I need it to be like clean. But yeah, okay, that's blue, definitely valid. All right, favorite needle brand.
Quadrant.
I mean, I understand. We all quadrant people.
I'm a 14 round shader like to the day I die. So like I love quadrants, 14 round shaders.
Okay. So you like lining with round shaders?
I'm not particularly
It's more like filling in
tight, like getting in there tight.
Okay.
And like
No, I definitely get that.
I like almost every piece that I do is a 14 round shader in there.
Okay, that's interesting. Though. Like, what's the biggest mag you use?
If the piece like recently I've been doing like really 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 big like big pieces, so I've been using like 25s for like
cool.
for those, but like in general
Yeah, your normal.
the average.
like in
Average
general
setup.
it's like 11 like
11.
15, like I'm like I'm not going
Size,
I'm not but then that's also just the packing color like to a certain area.
Now you gotta have a lot of patience to pack a whole piece of round shaders. Like
Round shaders they're definitely
My bad, people.
I'm tighten, and then like just smaller areas where colors need to be packed is where I put my round shaders.
Smart. All right, last question. This is a new one I added. Do you think it's okay to use AI in tattoo designs? This is one of me just being. I'm just trying to start the pot.
I was like messy.
Yeah, what
I know
creative
a
soul
lot of
say?
like
I like,
I'm not a
what he said.
realism artist, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, so you're saying like depending on the style, it can be justifiable.
like I'm not a realism artist, and like I know a lot of realism artists that do. Like I fully render my pieces. Like when I show my client,
so you
like
even color it everything.
yeah, like when my
beforehand?
client sees when I come to an appointment, like it's fully.
You like May? Like I was talking to May, one of our artists here, May.
Friday.
Yeah, I was telling her because she fully renders her designs, and then she gets like heartbroken when like they no call no show or don't like the design. I'm like, man, fuck that. You getting like. If it's a custom piece, you getting like a colored pencil sketch, like with the tones, like roughly sketched. Like,
It doesn't happen to me often, thankfully.
Right.
It doesn't happen to me often.
I don't know if that's real wood.
like something, give me something. Like, but yeah, no, it doesn't happen to me, thankfully, but often. But
Definitely heartbreak.
but I feel like I ask a lot
How do you manage
of
your time?
questions.
Yeah, it's like okay, so you try to like eliminate.
I am thorough. Like
gotcha.
I'm thorough. Like I ask a lot of questions, and I'm
Yeah, I think
pretty
that's
good.
important.
Yeah, and I'm pretty good at like figuring out, and I'm also like very like adamant. Like, hey, like if you don't like my style, like say something.
yeah,
like
right,
you know, like if this is like because like I said, I do stuff out of my style, and like I do like black and gray realism and stuff like that. Like you have to be very like you have to tell me that that's what you want because if you don't, like it's gonna look like I did it.
Exactly.
So it's just like I'm always like very very communicative with my clients about those kind of things.
Smart, very smart. But for let's say like realism artists, it's not really.
It's not my favorite thing in the world.
I guess you have more of like a moral issue with AI.
I do. I really do. I really, really do. I mean, like, because, like, these are the times.
Go ahead,
like,
go ahead.
This is what we,
Right.
I mean, because, like, it's just really, I feel like these are the times that make the difference. Like, this is, like, when they do start taking, like, other artisan jobs, because, like, ours is probably going to be, like, on the late ends of, like, being able.
I just can't see, I guess that's where I'm coming from, like, a privileged standpoint of being a tattoo artist first. So it's, like, I can't see AI replacing us. Like, yeah, you can create designs with it, but let's be real, like, you can't just take, like, it's very rare where you could just take a straight up AI design and just slap it on skin. Like, people do it, but it looks stupid, but, like.
I just sent JR a post of a girl who got that, like, little Mona Lisa eyes, like, that from the machine, the tattoo machine, and she got those little Mona Lisa eyes, and it's been a year since, and she sent, like, it looks exactly like it did. I was so pissed. I sent it to her.
But my thing is this, though. Machines can only do like that type of stuff, like very like patchworky type stuff. So and then also, like, how about different skin tones? Like who's gonna program the machine?
I'll say this: I'll be dead before that
Right.
happens.
Because it was tiny. It was,
Or I'll be retired. It wouldn't matter to me
it's,
no way.
It's the clients. Like you really gotta sit there still for that machine,
Right.
Because that machine's not.
Oh,
gonna
that's
stop.
true. Yeah, right. You know how clients
Like,
be moving.
yo,
Like, you fucking around.
Like that's how I know it's not a thing.
You're not
It's
about
like
to
looking
strap
at it
me.
like,
I wouldn't want to be strapped to a chair and then a
Right.
machine just
It's like,
poking me with needles. Like,
the
that
biggest
machine goes
elephant in
haywire,
the room
it's
is the
like fucking
client,
jumping.
bro. They are not all gonna sit there.
Yeah.
but yeah,
You
like
need somebody that's gonna stop. Like,
it's
hey,
gonna
shit,
take
this
a while
hurt.
for them to get
Let's
to
take
us.
a break.
But like like I feel bad for the other artists. We have to stand.
You right,
Like
you right.
solid. Like
I
I
get
feel
that,
like like the
but-
people.
Think about how much money they got to go in that machine. Like, ain't nobody.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to make
Our
a profit
jobs are
back
safe,
to that.
I feel like.
Yeah,
But
the
you like
painters and
yeah.
stuff, like like the people, like they're not even asking people to do like cover art. I can't stand doing cover art personally, but like the people who
I
do
definitely
that and
think
stuff.
graphic designers are probably gonna be screwed.
Yeah, for sure. They
Like
will.
I can't see like so my thing is this like I do think like AI like taking from other artists and creating something that's similar to their work is messed up, but at the same time it's like what's the difference between AI and then like an artist who just like copies other people's styles and just like or even like all right, let's just say what's the thing now, like you go to like anime conventions and there's artists vendors, they make their living just drawing anime established anime
Reselling.
characters but just
Other
their style, but
Me and CJ talk about this all the time.
right, so it's like is it morally a difference?
Wait,
We
wait.
I know
Hold up,
I know
another one.
artists who draw the anime.
All of us,
Right.
all the anime tattoo artists, like we making money
Yeah,
off
And
it.
all
I know,
all I tell
like, a lot of the anime
create
tattooers, like
Goku.
I know anime tattooers who draw who draw from like scratch with like their anime tattoos, like
Yeah,
breathing
some-
rooms, like Alyssa, like
yeah there's definitely some artists who put their own, but my thing is this
But
is
it's still like
it's still
an existing
it's
character.
I mean,
It's not
it
your
is.
anime character.
But
Right,
I mean, like there's also just the doing it with your hand part. Like if you
I feel you.
use an AI as a reference and then you draw it, like I'm not mad at you. Yeah, like I'm like it's just like the whole like the action of doing it yourself, like because you're putting yourself into it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the whole like AI, it takes a lot of you out of it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I know artists who are still getting it to happen with it. So I'm like, I'm not cut and dry on it. I just like it's sticky.
Yeah, it's because it's like you said, there's a lot of different ways to use AI, and not every artist is going to use it the same, right? Because like me personally, I like to use AI as references, like so, but I never. Like I said, I never just get something straight out of AI and like, oh yeah, I can just work. I gotta like always go in and like, let me change this. Let me draw this on top of it. Like, oh, it's an extra hand. Let me take this hand out. and
AI
fix this
image
shit.
is always gonna have some fucking
Yeah.
mistake in
This
it.
fucking
Like,
body part
now,
doesn't belong here. I gotta
Obviously,
fucking-
if you're not an artist that can point that out, then yeah, you
Right.
shouldn't be using it. But
but it also it helps because like you can get references like, all right, I can get like a full body skeleton sitting in a certain pose that I can't find this reference anywhere like in real world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
drive
gotta
all the way to like a Halloween store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm losing. I feel like I'm losing out to a certain extent that I
Right.
don't use it for certain things. Like I do a lot of fantastical, like surrealistic kind of things, and
Right,
like
right.
I don't have a lot of references for those
Right,
things. So
exactly,
it's just
so.
like and putting in AI might help.
It can, but I get it. It's like you don't want to
You want to call it yours?
lose that personal
Yeah,
touch.
I know
Yeah,
where it
yeah.
comes
I
from.
get it. I get it.
Because
It does
it's
create.
just something
yeah.
finally you have something that you can call yours, and then something just comes in and just say, I can replace you.
I take a lot of pride in the labor.
Yeah.
I do. I take a lot of pride in the labor.
Nah, there's nothing wrong with that. So I definitely respect.
Oh, well, yeah, I do agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why like real art should cost a lot of money because it's so much blood, sweat, and tears that go into it. And like AI art would never it'll never have the soul of like real art.
Yeah.
So I think the artists who are very distinct in their style, like not even tattoo artists, I'm just talking like painters, whatever, like they will be okay. Like because even if you train AI to copy their stuff, like it still won't be original. You know.
I'll say this is just gonna weed the people out.
Right. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
all the like kind of in the middle tier artists,
right.
It's
it
gonna
gets
weed 'em
kind of
out.
sketchy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like they may or may not be kind of phased out. I don't know.
And like, cause if you even copy, if like all you're doing is copy, if you're just a tattooer, like you're not a tattoo artist, like you're just a tattooer, you're not drawing anyway. Like you're just copying. Like you're a copy machine. You're good at it at this
Right.
point. So if you can use AI to continue your copying career,
Right.
then like that's what you gonna do.
Right,
Pretty much, yeah.
Like,
I think the best
Some
route is to look at it
clientele
as
be like that. I just want this
Right.
on my body. Like,
yeah, like print it out.
Yeah.
yes.
I feel like people as tattoo artists, we should be educated on AI. Like, whether you want to use it, implement it.
Yeah, I do agree.
Like, yeah, it doesn't. I don't feel like you should.
You can still say
not
fuck
to,
no, but I
it's
know.
like, because at the end of the day, like, I always tell people, like, once that Pandora's box been open, we can't close it. So it's like AI, like, it's gonna be here. As much as we fight it, like, we can't stop the shit. Like, so it's like we gotta know how to like evolve as in our industry with it.
It's
And
like social media.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when social media came about and everybody was like so like, oh, I don't want to participate in
Right.
this thing, and then it's just like you see where this thing has taken so many artists. Like now,
any technology.
yeah,
ever.
like,
I remember when the iPad.
iPhone. Oh boy, they was in
iPad.
uproar about
Right.
the iPad.
I remember tattooers all like,
my
I'm not
God.
fucking with no iPad. Like,
Now
I'm
all of us.
Rotaries,
right.
the
Every
rotaries,
tattoo
like,
artist,
everything.
rotaries, yes,
Like,
cartridges. So it's like AI to me is just another one of those things. Like, yeah,
10 years from now,
you're
they're
gonna
gonna have
hate it,
something else
but
to be mad
right,
at.
it's just like, bro, if you wanna fucking like, my thing is this, like, at the
You
end
don't
of
have
the
to
day,
use it
yeah.
though.
We
And like
still
if you
gotta
got
pay
the
bills,
skills,
right.
like hey,
Right.
don't
What
let it
about-
bother
But it
you.
does feel like if you don't use it to your advantage, that you will be left behind. Like
I
it
mean,
does
that's-
feel like that to an extent.
That's the nature of the
No,
beast, though.
yeah. It's like, yeah, it's one of those. If you're a realism artist, surrealism or anything, you should definitely kind of learn how to, what I'm saying, implement it some way. Like, just not everything, but like, because like I'll say it does give you a way to get references.
I'll
that
say
aren't
this, especially
in
if
the world
you're
already.
more in that field, like learning those prompts, you'll be amazed at like what you could create with the AI versus just by your own mind. Like, yeah, it won't be like perfect. It gives you like a foundation, and you can improve upon that. But with a normal person versus a person with an artist mind doing that AI stuff is two
I think
different.
it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
for
exactly,
sure.
yeah. And I think that's the key. It's like still put yourself into the piece. Like,
Yeah.
don't just be lazy and then rely on
It's
AI.
always a how
You know, Joe Schmo that don't
Done it
drive
one time.
Yeah, Joe Schmo that only do stick figures is only gonna be able to put X, Y, and Z in there.
Yeah.
Versus you with your artist mind, you know exactly what you want in that
Right.
picture. Once you put it in there, it's gonna do exactly what you said.
And then from there, you can take it like, all right, I really just needed this particular part, but now I can go and take this and then add what I want to add, put my own,
Yeah.
touch on it.
Them
So
tattoo artists who did them AI dolls though, that's shame. Like
I
the
don't know
little, like the toys, like the little. Toys
Oh,
that
you
they
talking
was
about-
doing.
yeah.
Shame.
yeah, I never really hop on like the, it has like every month there's like an AI trend, like
Yeah.
so it's like this little action
lost.
figure.
It was
thing,
like an
so
action figure, like tattoo,
like-
like artists were just doing like action.
It's
figure
like they
versions
take your
of themselves.
pictures and then like they create like an AI action figure, and it's like in a package, toy package. You probably seen something like it's one of those. You probably it's like a little AI generator, like maybe Facebook
okay.
or some shit like that. Like I think the previous one was what was the one?
Oh, the Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli. Like when so it's like every month it's like a new flavor. And like all right, next month will probably be turn yourself into a Simpsons character or
It's
some
like,
shit.
get in
I
the
don't know,
booth.
but
Like just
yeah.
go draw. Like get in the booth.
yeah. So
Just I don't understand.
I definitely get that. So, but no, it was a great discussion. Before we end the podcast, do you have any like one last message you like to kind of end off with?
Not really.
Really, you see, if you left it out on tape, I respect that. All right,
Left it on the table.
again, we appreciate your time. It was a great episode, and good luck to you and the rest of your tattoo career. I'm sure it's gonna blossom in the safe space and all that stuff as well. It's definitely needed. So
Yep.
we appreciate
It
you,
definitely
CJ, for what y'all doing. And
Look, I'll get tags in there.
Right.
yeah.
Yep. So it's the safe space at the.safespace. And it's created by me and CJ, the artist, CEEJ,
Right.
the artist.
And it's 2 A's in space, right?
Yes,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
two
I
A's.
got that confused at first. So, but yeah, so yeah, follow that, support it, and again, appreciate you, and we out.